AK-47s, RPGs, and lethal bamboo traps. We are cataloging every weapon the Vietnamese infantry used to win the war, starting with assault rifles and carbines. AK-47, the Soviet icon. This rifle became the defining symbol of the North Vietnamese army, while American guns jammed. This beast worked in the mud and rain. It proved far more durable than the early M16. Next, the SKS, a semi-auto carbine essential for the Viet Cong. Simple to maintain, deadly effective. It allowed even untrained militia to pin down US patrols. VZ-58. Looks like a Soviet weapon, but don't be fooled. The internals are unique. It was famous for being incredibly light. A massive tactical advantage when marching through thick jungle terrain. Type 63. This Chinese rifle merged multiple designs. It offered controlled fire and a bolt-hold open mechanism. That meant faster reloads when seconds mattered. Moving on to the AMD-65, a Hungarian variant with a short barrel and a side-folding metal stock. Built for mobility, perfect for sappers and fighting in the tightest quarters. VZ-52, an early Czech rifle firing a unique round. 7.62 by 45mm. A logistical headache. So many were rechambered for standard ammo. Kept the supply lines flowing. Next up, the STG-44, a piece of history fighting in the jungle. The world's first true assault rifle. It still packed a punch and served reliably decades after its German origin. Let's move on to submachine guns. K-50M, a local modification of a Soviet classic, built for jungle warfare. Shortened barrel, wire stock, the ultimate tool for lightning-fast ambushes against US troops. PPSH-41, the Soviet burp gun, famous for its blistering fire rate. With a drum magazine, it sprayed a wall of lead instantly, devastating in an ambush. PPS-43, rugged, compact, stamped steel construction made it prized for its weight. Easy to carry on long treks down the trail to intercept convoys. M49-57, a Yugoslavian submachine gun echoing Soviet designs. Solid, dependable, a gritty choice for close-range combat. Soldiers could keep it running with ease. M56, another Yugo weapon, this one inspired by the German MP40. Distinctive long magazine, folding stock, easy to conceal until the trap was sprung. SA-23, a clever Czech design. It used a telescoping bolt to keep the weapon incredibly short. Advanced for its time, excellent balance during full auto fire. Say VZ-61 Scorpion, a tiny machine pistol for personal defense. Fits in a holster, but unleashes a rapid stream of fire. A lifesaver in a sudden and close encounter. PM-63 RAK, a Polish machine pistol with a strange sliding mechanism, used by tank crews and special units. A compact package that still delivered automatic fire. Next, the MP40, the iconic German Schmeisser, supplied as military aid, low recoil, steady fire, lethal in urban fighting or jungle skirmishes against well-equipped GIs. Up next, PPD-3440, the early Soviet submachine gun that started it all. High-capacity drum, a reliable companion for soldiers in the early years of the conflict. Moving on to machine guns, the RPD, the backbone of squad-level fire, fed from a 100-round belt in a drum. It laid down steady. Suppressive fire against advancing platoons. Now, the RPK, a beefed-up AK with a longer, heavier barrel. Built for sustained fire, it didn't overheat during long defensive stands. 2L1, a domestic version of the RPK, produced locally to guarantee squads had heavy firepower, vital when foreign shipments were delayed. PKM, one of the best machine guns ever made, surprisingly light. It operated in the harshest environments without failing. A true workhorse of the offensive. DP-28, recognized by the dinner plate magazine on top, an older design, but those heavy rounds kept the enemy at a distance. RP-46, a modified version using a belt feed instead of the pan, allowed the gunner to fire longer bursts before reloading. SG-43, a heavy machine gun on wheels, used to defend fixed positions. It could fire thousands of rounds during a siege. UKVs-59, a versatile Czech machine gun, light or heavy roll, unique pistol grip cocking mechanism. DSHK, the 50 caliber beast, fired powerful armor-piercing rounds, the North's primary answer to US helicopters and light vehicles. ZPU-1, Single-barrel anti-aircraft gun. Hidden in the jungle. Powerful enough to smash search and rescue birds. Flying too low over the canopy. MG-34. Precise. Fast-firing German engineering from World War II. High quality. Deadly reliable. A formidable defense tool. Finally, the MG-42. Known for its terrifying fire rate. It could pin down an entire platoon. The crack of its fire was unmistakable, and feared by everyone downrange. Moving on to bolt-action and sniper rifles. The Mosin Nagant. A rugged bolt-action legend that had seen decades of combat. Soldiers prized it for its brutal simplicity and a massive cartridge capable of reaching out and touching targets way across the valley. Firing from the shadows, the SVD Dragunov, a dedicated marksman's rifle engineered for extreme accuracy, it gave North Vietnamese snipers the edge. They could eliminate officers and high-value targets from extreme distance with terrifying precision. Next, the Mosin Nagant PU Sniper. The classic bolt-action fitted with a 3.5 power scope. In the hands of a skilled marksman, it was a nightmare for enemy patrols. Moving on to the Kar 98K. The standard German service rifle of World War II, often supplied as military aid, these were valued for their legendary precision and an incredibly robust bolt action. Now, let's switch to sidearms. The TT-33, a flat, compact Soviet pistol, an easy carry for officers. It fired a high-velocity round that was shockingly effective at punching through flak jackets. The standard armor of American personnel didn't stand a chance. The Makarov PM, small, simple, and utterly reliable in the mud. Its compact frame made it the go-to for pilots and officers needing a backup plan during intense close-quarters firefights. The Stetkin APS, a beast of a pistol with a rare trick up its sleeve, full auto-fire. It often featured a wooden holster that snapped onto the back, transforming it into a carbine. The Nagant M1895, a unique revolver featuring a specialized gas seal system, allowing for effective suppression, a favorite for silent night raids. The Type 67 pistol, a specialized Chinese handgun with an integrated silencer built right in, essential kit for scouts and special forces needing to drop sentries without a whisper. The C96, a vintage semi-auto famous for its distinct broom handle grip. Despite its age, it remained a lethal, functional weapon throughout the conflict. Up next, anti-tank and support heavy hitters. The RPG-2, a simple, man-portable rocket launcher. It gave infantry a fighting chance against bunkers, deadly effective at close range. Next, the RPG-7, the icon of the war. The B-41 brought the range and accuracy needed to crack open U.S. bunkers. A constant nightmare for American armored columns. The B-10, an 82mm recoilless rifle you could break down and carry by hand. It delivered heavy direct fire, helping local forces overrun fortified bases and sandbagged outposts. The B-11, a massive 107mm recoilless rifle reserved for the toughest targets. It took a large crew to run it, but it could obliterate almost any bunker it touched. The SPG-9, a tripod-mounted recoilless gun firing specialized fin-stabilized rounds, pinpoint accurate, engaging enemy positions from safety. The LPO-50, the Soviet flamethrower used pressurized tanks to unleash hell. Ideally suited for clearing out U.S. defensive lines, it was a weapon of pure terror, and burning out reinforced perimeter bunkers. The SA-7 Grail, this heat-seeking missile system changed the rules of the air war, forcing us pilots to fly low and defensive to survive. The AT-3 Sagar, a wire-guided anti-tank missile. Operators steered the rocket mid-flight, a high-tech answer for neutralizing heavy armor on the battlefield. Let's move on to explosives and mines. The F-1 grenade, a heavy fragmentation device with a thick, ribbed body designed to shatter, creating a lethal kill zone for anyone nearby. The RGD-5, a modern offensive grenade with a smooth shell, lighter, meaning you could throw it farther. Perfect for lobbing into U.S. trenches during sudden night assaults. Up next, the RG-42. Simple construction, a metal can with a fragmentation strip inside, easy to make. It became a staple for setting deadly ambushes. The RKG-3, a specialized anti-tank grenade using a parachute for stability. It targeted the thin top armor of a tank, causing maximum devastation inside. The DH-10, a large directional mine, the answer to the US Claymore, packed with explosives and shrapnel, designed to wipe out infantry and convoys on narrow jungle trails. The Min Mine, a locally produced explosive built with sheer ingenuity. Hidden in the brush, these traps inflicted massive psychological stress on patrolling troops. The MD-82, a tiny plastic anti-personnel mine, nearly invisible. It maimed feet, slowing down the whole unit and draining morale on the march. Up next, the Palm Z2, a fragmentation mine mounted on a wooden stake, triggered by a tripwire. Simple, yet brutally effective for base defense. Now, let's look at mortars. The Type 31, a portable 60mm mortar easy to hump over rough terrain. Quick, effective indirect fire for mobile units. The PM-41, a Soviet heavy hitter for battalion-level support. It rained high explosives on enemy concentrations. With devastating effect, the PM-43, an improved design built for sustained barrages, firing round after round. Vital for supporting major assaults. Finally, indigenous weapons. The Zip Gun, a crude, homemade firearm cobbled together from scrap and pipes. Proof of the incredible resourcefulness of fighters outgunned by US firepower. The Punji Stake, sharpened bamboo hidden to pierce boots, often smeared with filth to cause infection. It was a psychological weapon that slowed American units to a crawl. The Bamboo Mace, a brutal jungle trap, tripped the wire, and it swung down with enough force to crush or impale a squad. Any infantryman unlucky enough to be standing in the line of fire